guys, welcome back to the channel. Time for another version of First Time Anything. This is special, this is. Unfortunately, my showcase is mine I picked up about a year ago actually, since it's been temporary. I thought I might showcase what I've collected over that, nearly a year actually. A bit of a mixture of second-hand stuff, new vinyl, mostly dropping stuff, albums and stuff, a couple of 7 inches as well. And I thought, might as well do it what I can really, because I don't really show this stuff on my collection as much really. Maybe on a few live streams here and there, but just realise do some more if you're into that sort of thing. I mean, act like Bangladesh, it's one of my things really, even because I've got hi-fi player anyway, and that's all good stuff is. But it's my preferred music format really, to be honest. Listen to music on. I find it interesting. The artwork's just brilliant sometimes. It didn't sleep. It's like a niche thing. Well, it's not really niche. It's more the mainstream thing these days, but it's a bit of a niche thing. My time first time collected really. In 2016. No, actually, when I was 16 actually. And yeah, let's go through them. So first up, we have got is before we do that anyway, I need to build myself a little bit just to keep myself going. This will be a long video. This will be. Just keep up the ball rolling. Just keep my viewers as well. Not sponsored, by the way. Right, let's go for the 7 inches first. There's only 4 7-inch singles to go through. The first one, of course, is a Queen single, and this is Scandal, and the B-side is My Life Has Been Saved. This is from 1999. This is the penultimate single from the Miracle album that was released. Because I think the sequence, including I Want It All, the Invisible Man, Breakthrough, Scandal, and then the guitar track Miracle afterwards. So yeah, it's not one of Queen's best known songs. I think Carl Neal's Miracle is the least known one of the singles, but it's one of my favourite songs of all time. This is Scandal, and the B-side itself is amazing. It's one of my life saved. It was re-recorded on Made in Heaven album in 1995, and yeah, I thought one thing. So it was only last time, apart from last time actually. Always worth getting because I do love the song. That's my playlist when I go to work, and I can't bother, that's all thing. But it's brilliant, I love that. So that's the first single. The second one is an unknown band, a band called Sterling, and this is Lucy Is Fine. This is from 1996. Not much to know about Sterling actually. I can't find much information on them really, but I think they released an album in 1997, and they were just around really. This actually is more akin to the independent way, actually. Like, it's just like that, really. So, yeah, that's how it came out. It came with a plastic sleeve, of course, but not much, really. So, got the song list, the single list is fine, and the B-side is called Pit. And, yeah, I think it's like probably hard rock, or I think it's more rock-based, I think it is. More hard. Like just straightforward rock. I don't know about Britpop. I don't know really actually. Or maybe just like after something you think of Reef, you think of Manson. I think maybe it's that song came Vain really. I don't know their names. I don't really know. That's it's fine. Next up, of course, is Visions of You, John Wobbles, and There Is the Heart with Sinead O'Connor. On the back of vocals, again, this gets lost from I love this song. It's a really good one. I mean, I've always known Joel from he was the original family member of Public Representative, the bass player. And yes, just a really good song that is. Side 1's really read it, and side 2 is this is A phases the parameters of sound. So it's been like some soundscape dub thing. That's like what we're doing at the time. Who knows? So that's one. Next we've got is number 4, Flying by U2. This is from 1991. This is from the Upton Baby album, the first single from the album. And yeah, it's interesting. It's a good song actually. I do like Fly. So that's how it is. I mean, it's very interesting artwork really, but it's got something. I mean, different at the time really. The same after Joshua Tree, Manston Home. You come to this sort of thing that's more Euro-inspired type sound. That's good. So you have Fly and Length on the first side, and the B side you got Alex Descends into Hell for a bottle of milk, Gravora 1. Something like that. It's a bit of a weird type on layers. Who knows? There we go, that's supplied by YouTube. As I mentioned before, I actually got 5 okay, 7 singles, and this last one is. I got this from, I don't know from. I think I got from my local record store, 151 Records. It's an Enemy EP, actually, released in time. Now, I got the other two, actually. There was one released in 1985, and there's another one that was released on May 85. And there's another one that was released in February 86 as well. This is from May 86, I think. September 86, actually. So on this one, you've got. So what side have we got on? Okay, so we've got Elvis Costello in Fractures with Uncomplicated, the Blood and Chocolates album. We've got Billy Bragg, Money, I'm a Big Boy Now, which I guess one's album Talking Poetry with Taxman, I think. I think it is actually, yeah. And then you've got on the flip side, you've got Mantronics with I've got Hip Hop and Miles Davis just Splash. So yeah, there we go. So that's the third. I think they only did like these sort of things like 3. I'm not too sure. But these are the ones I picked up. So it's like a trilogy, of course, actually. So that's the final piece. And I haven't had it actually. I think it's only £2. It's quite worth it. You know, very excited for an artist, and he runs it like 50. You know, 53 out of RPM really. So yeah, why not just get that really? That's good. So we'll go to the albums now. So we've got quite a whole album to go through. So let's freeze them through. So first of all, we'll go with the second-hand stuff. We have got Miles and the Packers, If You Leave Your Eyes in the Edge from 1966. This is a mono pressing, and this is the first with the third version of the cover. Actually, yeah, so it's not a sticker, it's actually printed on this covered the toilet. The original version had the toilet, of course. The version 2 has one that has it sort of cropped out. This version is just it's original cover, but with this big plastic over saying the top hits on it and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty good. Back as well, I'll go for the track list of course. So side 1, you've got Monday, Straight Shooter, Got a Feeling, I Call Your Name, Do You Want to Dance, and Where You Gonna Go. And on the flip side, you've got California Dreaming, Spanish Harlem, Somebody Groovy, Somebody Groovy, Hey Girl, You Baby, and the In Crowd. Well, it says In Crowd, but it's the In Crowd, really. So that is Miles and the Packers, If You Leave Your Eyes in It. And that came from 151 Records, I did. And so, I think the same time I got this as well, actually, which is Turtles, Happy Together. She'd rather be with me. This is from 1967. Yeah, 1967. There's well, actually, it's got a few nice scratches on it. How the owner mentions it, like, you know, it's got a bit of damage on it, but it still plays fine and stuff like that. So, Happy Together with the Turtles, Flog Eddie on it, who later went to work with Frank Zappa, and the Mothers, mentioned what they mentioned, the Mothers Adventure, then went to solo careers, and they're back and work some bits of bands as well, here and there, guess some people have the 50 albums and stuff. So, here we go. So the track list is on here. So side 1, you've got Happy Together, She'd Rather Be With Me, Too Young to Be One, A Person Without a Care, Like the Seasons, and Roses, Wood and Flowers. And on the flip side, you've got Can I Get to Know You Better, Make My Mind Up, Guide for the Married Man, Think I'll Run Away, The Walking Song, and Me Without You. So that's your track list song on here. I think it's quite well. How do you ever the local song really? Everyone knows that song, obviously. And that's a mono present that is as well, just to let you know. Now, next we've got is a quite obscure one I found just a cover really, and thought, oh, that's interesting. Actually, listen to it, it's something. And this is Ryan Pickens' Odors because Odors known as Odors, and this is the album 1918 No Sex from 1979. Just a little thing about this is it's a French band, it's a French new wave band. You can listen to it on Spotify or iTunes as well, but it's in French. It's all French in this thing. The cover sort of makes it interesting. It's a blow job with a bloody trying to slate wrist for a razor with shower cubicle, which I thought was quite weirdly funny. Most of them are actually in Lancaster, and yeah, it's a bit of an old thing really. I'll try to find the track this thing. Well, actually, probably not, because it's all in French as well, so I can't really say much about it. But there's a song here that's called the Object. It's called the Object Map, which was a hit single, which was a hit from his album, or single from his album, just to let you know. But it's all French. It's all bloody French. It's on the Pond as well. So yeah, there we go. Odors, 1980, no sex. Next we got is one I was quite surprised to see actually, because I heard about this band many years ago from a guy called Brett Helm. Brett Helm, on this plant blog I've watched his videos for many years. And also he did a ranking video of the band's discography with someone actually offered a book of theirs actually, or like a version of the book really, and that is called The Church. And his goal after this is from 1990, and found this really just in Oxfam really. I never see Church albums before that. So it's like, okay, so I need to have an album of theirs really. And it's pretty easy. So 1990, this came out on Arista Records. So side one, you've got Pharaoh, Metropolis, Terror Nova K, City, Russian Autumn Heart, in essence. On side two, you've got You're Still Beautiful, Disappointment, Transistor, Faded Away, and Grind. So that's The Church, all that can be fixed from 1990. Now next we've got is James, Godmother. So I haven't done James' album, I do. The 7 albums, which was my first James album, which I do still love. I think it's wonderful. I found this actually, and I thought, I never actually seen much James album, so I decided, yeah, offer this one, something more with it. And what struck me was this is actually a reissue. This is a different track listing. So this is from Max 91. The album was originally released in 1990, but they reissued it a year later with a few different songs on it, which we will get into. So again, decent artwork on there. That's the back cover. So there we go. So the track list on this one is we've got Come Home, Lose Control, Government Walls, God Only Knows. You can't tell how much suffering on a face that someone's always smiling. How was it for you? Sit Down, Walk in the Ghost, Gold Mother, and Top of the World. So there was 2 tracks that were released actually on the original 90 album, which was Crescendo and Hang On. So they were the original albums on there. Lose Control and Sit Down were sort of standard singles in there. But I think the popularity of them and successes, I think Fontana decided to put these on as reissues, make it a bit more appealing. And, just sell a bit more rackets to them, really, I think. Well, it's a good album, really. Goldman's decent. It's probably recognisable for Sit Down, really. And if you look at like CD reissues and also, you think, for iTunes and Spotify, they tend to use this version more than really to put it on. So, it's nice to have it on vinyl. It was only like £14 it was, so it's like, that's decent. Usually I might go to high for 30 quid or something, really. Well, that's decent. So that's James Goldberg from SI1 reissue. Also from the cellar I've got from Morgan is two albums from a band, which I have an album. I got an album of theirs years ago, one from Carlisle, and they're very hard to come by. It's like I just got a chance, and then we bought them very cheap they were. I thought, oh my god, I might as well get these. And that's Midnight Oil. This is 10 to 1 from 1098 on the Countdown album. It just counts down, 10 to 1 really on that. From SA2, this is their, let me think, this is their 4th album, this is. SA2 has been in Norway, it's actually based in Britain, actually. They actually recorded this in England, usually. Sort of, again, a pretty very good album, this is. So it's from 1988, I don't know how they're print thing, I don't know. It's from 1982, the album is. But it could be a reissue, I'm not too sure. Really, not too sure. But again, pretty good stuff actually. And the album I got of theirs previously was Diesel and Dust, not years ago, second hand. This called Music and Game Box of it. So it's nice to get some more Midnight Oil in the collection, really. You never see the records out in the UK, even though we're fan of theirs. I like a lot of music. You never see them as much, really. So there we go. But they're a good Austrian rock band. Check them out if you love to. Better Burning is probably the best known hit, really. It's good to start with. And they used to go for their greatest hits or whatever. Music videos, well, really. Give them a good check out. They're fantastic. Very underrated they are. So, there's only a couple of Pacific in Pacific, so I'm not sure where that has come from. So I don't know. Again, it might be Australian films or something, I don't know. So let's go for the songs. So on side one, we've got Outside World, Only the Strong, Short Memory, Read About It, and Screaming Blue. On the flip side, we've got US Forces, Power and the Passion, Moralinga, Tin Legs and Tin Mines, and Somebody's Trying to Tell Me Something. And that's the album. Really good album. I definitely recommend checking that out as well, actually. If you look at the hits first, go just to check some of the albums. So some of the album cuts are really good. Maybe on some of the albums and some other ones as well. Just give them a good check out if you're interested. Speaking of which, let's go for the next one I've got. So this is the follow-up album to 1098 or 10 to 1. Red Sails of the Sunset. Again, it's still the same stuff. Different time actually. I think I got this first, then 10 to 1. Before I get £5. Blimey. So yeah, so very iconic artwork. I first saw this in an album, a book called 1001. Was it like 1,000 record covers by Michael Oakes, along with Diesel and Dust as well? Actually, those included. So this album was included. So I was familiar with the album cover first, really, on it, and yeah, it's pretty good. 1984 this is, and I think they're both in Japan actually, in Tokyo, they did. Same with Nick Launay, returned to produce this album as well. It's really good. So I've got a track list, of course, on here. So yeah, let's do this. So I think shoving up signs now. So it's all the songs are jumbled up together. So let's go through this. So I think I know which one's now. So on side one, you got When the Generals Talk, Best of Both Worlds, Sleep, Minutes to Midnight, Jimmy Shammer's Boxers, and Baker Man. On the flip side, you got Who Could Stand in Your Way, Kosciuszko, Helps Me Helps You, Harrisburg, Bells and Horns, The Back of Beyond, and Shipyards in New Zealand. And that's Red Sails of the Sunset. I do love this album, actually. I think it's a really good one. I think towards the end, it can be a bit, it's very experimental in places, but it can be, it can be really love, actually. It starts off fantastic. It starts on a major high. It just goes down. I think some albums do, most albums do that sort of thing anyway, really. But really good album. I do love that one. So next up we've got is the Beatles, Hey Jude, from 1970. So American compilation. This is interesting. I thought it was like array. I actually found like something like a capital album. Finally, it's something American like the American produced ones. Actually, in fact, it's a 1969 reissue from EMI. So this is actually a UK-based one. So it's like, okay, but yeah, it's a good iconic image from using the last motion Beatles ever did in John Lennon's house in August 1969. Interesting actually. So track lists on here. They're a bit. I'll go for the ones on the back here because they're all jumbled there. But let's go for them anyway. So we've got Hey Jude, Revolution, Hip Hop Writer, I Should Have Known Better, Lady Madonna, Can't Buy Me Love, Don't Let Me Down, Bob, John, Yoko, Rain, and Old Brown Shoe. The track listing is different on the LP, just the fact that it's really, but there we go. Nice little compilation. It's a short one, so it does the job actually. But, yeah, nice little one. Featuring the really, if you're the Beatles. Maybe yes, I don't know. I'm just having a collection really. But yeah, it's nice. Pretty good. So next we've got is Gang of Four, Songs That Are Free from 1982. Again, I've never actually owned any Gang of Four records, so it's picking this up really just as interest really. I only knew it because of the bass player, or was it named Dave Allen? He was Kendall Bourne, he was born in Canada actually. He's not on this album though. This is the first album with Sarah Lee on bass duties. I think he only played the first two albums, and then he went off. He did. So there you go. Unfortunately, he's not. It's a really good album, really interesting. So track list on this one. Here we go. Let's try and find the track list. Here we go. So on side one, you've got Call Me Up, I Love a Man in a Uniform, Muscle for Brains, It Is Not Enough, and Life is a Shame. And on side two, I Will Be a Good Boy, The History of the World, We Live as We Dream Alone, End of Incidents. So that's Songs of the Free by Gang of Four from 1982. Now, next up we've got is an EP. This is an EP. It is actually, yes. So, and it's all the field sessions. I do want another one is actually, which is the Screenplay Science one. So this is Fields at their best. I got this from Walcom actually. This is from 1987. This is. Released by Strangefoot Records and the BBC Enterprises. Obviously, doing the John Peel session, of course, and there's all these other ones you can really. A lot of them bands actually you never really see much really. Like just sometimes record like John Peel actually recording or people sending tapes of an autumn inviting on the show to do a session is interesting. So yeah, Girls are the best. And you've got all these artists. These are if you can't see on camera, but these are all the artists who probably do doing Peel sessions. No, there's tons up here. Trust me, trying to make a list of that sort of stuff is probably a pain in the ass. It can take hours and hours to try and sort out, really. But there's loads, tons. You know, you talk like a population of artists on this week, like a massive catalog. Jesus Christ. Imagine reading all this sort of stuff at the time. Bloody hell. You know, that was something. But anyway, let's go through these songs. So, I think actually, I think I'll just go through now, just like one by one to show which ones are just on each side for me. So we got China Blue, This Trick, and Getting Beautiful, Warm, Gold, Fast from Nowhere. So those are songs, only 3 songs, it's an EP, which is often field sessions in Portland Radio, BBC London, so they release some other ones, which are a little nice section sleeve as well, it is. There we go. Girls Are Best, Pill Sessions from 1987, that's pretty good. I do want to know what actually I just remembered, which was Wire, which is actually a bootleg, well, actually an official bootleg, because this one and Scream Blue Signs are actually official releases. The one by Wire is a bootleg. You know, I think it's just like custom sleeve blank label it is. So there we go. Next I've got is Edward Bear, 1970. What's this from? 73? Around that time, actually. I don't know. 1973, English and Walk, and go with the song interested me. Back on, last time, some nice mistake actually. 1973, let's go for the songs. Side 1, we've got Last Song, Primary School Girls, Flying Across the Sea, Enter a Station in Cachet Country. Oh, Cachet County, actually, sorry. And second side, you've got Masquerade, Back Home Again, Best Friend, Ease Me Down, and Black Pete. So that's Edward Bear. It just says Edward Bear on it, actually. Released by Penny Parliament Records from 1973. So there we go. Next up is a Average White Band, Warner Communications. This is from 1978. This is. And yeah, I just picked up again because I never actually own any of the Average White Band. I know they're quite a good band they are, really, because you obviously hit Let's Go Around Again, obviously the big hit, really. That's not here though, I think that's from previously, I think. So, yeah. So side 1, we've got Your Love Is a Miracle, Same Feeling, Different Song, Daddy's All Gone, and Big City Lights. And the second side, we've got Sheila Dream, Warmer Communications, Price of the Dream, Sweet and Sour, and One Look Over My Shoulder, Is It Really Goodbye? And that's Travel. This is an import as well. Could tell this thing, the clips are in actually, so this is an import from maybe someone else actually, I'm not too sure. That's how they did it actually at the time. I've got a couple like this as well actually. I think so at the house actually I've been previously. But yeah. They've been sold clipped, it has obviously been imported it has for a different country. So yeah. The next we've got is a magazine, Second Hand Daylight from 1979. It's the second album of the band magazine. I got the first album in real life, the debut album in real life many years ago. I was quite surprised to see this album in the mass, because again, magazine on band you really see much really. And the sort of pictures that personally have panels as well, yes, actually. Decent artwork. Indeed. So, track listing, side 1, Feed the Enemy, River of Cruelty, Cut Out Shapes, Top the Body, and I Want Your Heart. And on the second side, you've got the Thin Air, Back to Nature, Believe That I Understand, and Permafrost. And that's Second Daylight from the same side by the magazine. Next up we've got is Frigid Pink, Pink All Inside from 1974. Yeah, notice this is a seven single. Interesting enough, it's not of this album, it's from 1970, I think, actually, a few years earlier. Um, it just contains covers on House of Rising Sun and Heartbreak Hotel on that one. And this is the proper album, 1974. Track list on this one, you've got Money Man, Put It in Your Pocket, Portrait, Gonna Get It, Gonna Get It, was it? Gonna Get It Yet, Paul in My Dreams, A Day Late, A Dollar Short. And the second side, you've got to Go Back, San Francisco Boy, Take Me to Your Palace, School Day, Lovely Lady, and There Ain't No Rock and Roll in China. And so they've got that switch in pink, or pink instead. Next one we've got is the Mighty Lemon Drops, Happy Head from 1986. They were sort of probably, if you ever heard of something called C86, they were sort of that part of that cliche, really, Primal Scream, Half Man, Half Biscuit, all those type of bands really. At that point, there was all Vietnamese exposing them more aesthetic. That sort of made it really interesting. It was such fun. What's that called? Visit the Misfits documentary. I've been part of that documentary. Mark Bracknell presented. I think back in 2015 actually. Yeah. But the bands on here as well, it's all became a bit of a commercial actually afterwards, since it's got Sunshine Major label, but this is really on this one. Let's go for the songs. So side one, you've got The Other Side of You, My Biggest Thrill, All the Way, Hypnotized, Like an Angel, and Behind Your Back. On the second side, you've got Happy Head, Pass You By, Take Me Up, On My Mind, Something Happens, and Turn Me Around. So that's the Mighty Lemon Drops, Happy Head from 1986. Next up we've got is Rocky Shaw and the Replays, Ramalan, 1969. Rockabilly type stuff really, and yeah, quite interesting. Baseball, hodgepodge type album really, in terms of covers really, it's been pretty decent. I first knew about Rocky Shaw and the Replays from many odd years ago. I had a Blackout actually, and I didn't have a smartphone at that time. I used a little St. Paul funded. And when power was off, I just put the radio on my headphones in, and this song came on. This did, along with a song called "Teenage Lightning" by Doll as well. And this song, I really enjoyed it actually. I thought, Ramalan Ding Dong was pretty simple actually. Listen to the Zarf with no lights on with like torch or something, it's been down and down and something. But I thought, might as well try and search it down with it. Actually, did actually, and that's was cheap. Actually, no, it's on £9 actually. You only got 4 quid, it's not £9. Like something new, of course, so let's go for the songs. So, side one, Ramalan Ding Dong. Never. A lover's question. Love will make you fail in school. I've known you from the start. Fools fall in love. And since I don't have you, and side two, you've got tonight, could be the night. Imagination, I really love you. Devil or angel, don't hang up. Return to sender. And Boop Doop Doop Part 1 and 2. So that's Rocky Sharp and the Replays with Ramalan, 1969. Next up we've got is a band I don't really know about really, and I thought because of the cover again actually. This is Riggs. This is from 1982. This is English band, British band. It's a fantastic copy actually. It's got 4 quid, so it's cheap, but they've ripped the size, and it was like a copy actually. And yeah. And it's just English rock band really. So not much about it really on my front. But we'll go for the songs anyway. So side one, you've got Ready or Not, One Night Affairs, Over and Over, Take It Off, and Writing on the Wall. Side two, Depend on Love, Girls on the Loose, Christine, Don't Walk Away, Make Too Strong. Side of Riggs is from 1982, self-titled, not much about them really. It's just a collection, just a random band. There we go. Next we've got is The Tunes from Remote Control from 1979. Again, there's a San Francisco band. I have this single, Light Punks and Dope, by them, which is their signature modern song by them, really. And I thought, I need to get Tunes out. And especially this came up really, so I thought, might as well pick it up. Of course, the band in the back. On there. Track listed side one, you've got Turn Me On, TV is here. I can't really read. Some problem with, in terms of reading. I'll just look at the size on here. Because I can't, some font, the things with albums sometimes you've got to be a bit font, what you do sometimes. So you got Turn Me On, then you got TV's King, then you got Prime Time, I Want It All Now, and No Way Out. So that's side one. I wasn't sure about that. Confiscate was K. Side two, you got G Overture. I think that's right again. That's really fun. It's got again. Yeah, so you got Get Overture. So side two starts with Get Overture. And you got No Mercy, Only the Strong Survive, Be Mine Tonight, Love's a Mystery, I Don't Understand, and Telecide. Yeah, so that's the one. That's the one there. So he's got Todd Rundgren. Prairie Fist is the drummer as well. He's really probably the drummer of the Tubes. You know, there's a bunch of other bands as well. What's his top version of Call? He's got seen as well in a few albums of theirs. And yeah, pretty good. I can get the album. I get sometimes sleeves, fonts. That's the bits of joy that I like taking into the cameras reading sometimes. So next time we've got is an EP. This is quite an odd one. I found it on some other blogs from actually. And from 1994 this is Ash Trailer. Irish band, they were sort of well-known ledge form. And yeah, just their debut EP, this is from 1994. Irish band. I think they were just like before them. I think it was the female vocalist or band member came in, so it was just the guys at this point. And yeah, interesting. So let's go for them. So side one, you've got Season. Then you've got let me have a look. Sometimes these records you go like, you know, it's all to do with writing and stuff like that, and the fonts don't make it, you know, don't make it interesting. Okay? So side one is Season. Then you've got Message from My Dear Oscar Brood and Patrick Brewer on that one. Then you've got Jack Names His Planets, Intense Thing. On the second side, you've got Uncle Pat, Message from Mr. Waterman, Get Out, Petrol, and Obscure Thing. You do. Also, this is quite shocking as well. So you've got a few stuff in here as well now. So this contains some songs actually on this one. So this has lyrics to something called Everywhere is All Around, and then you got T-Rex on this one. Only one. It's the lyrics are Dave Brown, 1977 on this one, which is bizarre. I don't think that any copies have this. I'm not too sure, but I haven't had this in my copy, really. So obviously you get stuff. You got Lose Control, Girl from Mars up here, Don the Dream, Goldfinger. I'll give you anything, Kung Fu. Then you got Oh Yeah, Instant Smile, Austin New, Let It Flow, Angel Interceptor, and Dark Side, Light Side on that one. So I don't know what these two come from, unless it's a sound single, I'm pretty sure. Because there's nothing on this EP. That's the lyrics for the debut album. Weirdly. I don't know if that actually came in the album, I'm not too sure. This happened to be in this one, strangely. I don't know. This is there. So that's Trailer Back Ash from 1984. So the last one of these second-hand ones, of course, is I think we'll just end up with this one. It's quite decently appropriate to this, and it's Pink Floyd, A Nice Pair. This is from 1972, I think, 73. I think so. It's one of them ones. It's a double album. I think it's the first two albums of Pink Floyd. Power Gets at Dawn and Source of the Sequence. The albums was, you know, Sid Barrett and also he tries to shoot David Gilmour as well. Done by Adrian Sis as well. Various albums, of course, at the time. It's the band as well, actually. And that will be some band on there. So yeah, the first two albums of Pink Floyd's first, debut album and follow-up. videos. Look. What did I say? I gave him 19, I think it's 1972, I think, or something like that. Again, I'm not too sure on that one. In the sleeves, these are the same, but this is like a blue, and the second one was also this green, it says. Harvey said as well on there, and it came from. I think it doesn't really say. Early 70s it came out, so I might say 1972 it came out, really. Always a problem as well. Always the thing with stuff you've seen out so. There we are. So that's one. So there we go, that's your second-hand albums, of course. So there we go. New vinyl now, so we've got 2 piles of vinyl, new vinyl to go through. So I think I collected about a bit actually. But let's go through them all. Let's do this. So first we've got, it's not really an album really, but it's sort of is, but it's an audio drama. It is Doctor Who, Death of the Queen. HMV exclusive this is. This was originally, well, the story itself was originally released in 2016, this was, by Big Finish, of course, released a CD in a box set and also download as well. And they started reissuing these on vinyl randomly, in various places like Asda, Sainsbury's, H&B. They did it for a couple of weeks actually. Not for Tenants era, but also stuff from maybe like Peter Davis and Tom Baker as well, I think. And yeah, it's quite interesting. This version, so this was actually released in 2019, so it's this vinyl version. Play the vinyl as well, and it's the story Death of the Queen, which is the first story in that volume, first volume of 10 Doctor Adventures, with David Tennant and Catherine Tate as well. I think this is the first half of this, so I don't really know, but it's alright actually. It's really about James Scott, so he's pretty good, he is. So, there we go with that. That is Death of the Queen, Doctor Who. Now, next up we've got is the recent album that picked up just last year. So it's like it's one of the albums I picked up actually, because I really enjoyed this actually. And I thought, you know, well, the cover very strikingly strikes me actually. It's like wow, and actually listening to the music, it's actually again pretty good stuff onto it. And that's Lord Solar Power. This is from 2021 and 2021. So last year this was the third solo album. This is. Again, pretty good album. Decent, very basic as well. In back, front cover, caused a lot of controversy actually in the censored versions as well. One of the first copies actually had the sticker on of the bit of foil, probably for her ass really. Obviously, take it off, it's like, you know, there we go. I probably might get, this video might get taken down, I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I think people know anything right now. Good album actually. It's psychedelic pop, psychedelic folk album, which is interesting, but it's worth checking out actually. So on side one, you've got The Path, Solar Power, California, Stoned at the Nail Salon, Fallen Fruit, The Secrets from a Girl Who's Sitting Tall, and on side two, you've got The Man with the Axe, Dominoes, Big Star, Read of a New Regime, Mood Ring, and Oceanic Feeling. So that's Solar Power by Lord from 2021. Now, next up, guys, a recent purchase I had actually, and actually, it's not been opened yet. Maybe some of these haven't been opened yet. They're still in the sleeve stuff, that plastic sleeve still. And it's the first one goes actually, I think it's going to have about fan of his really, even though his first albums are actually really good actually. His debut is a bit more better actually, but yeah, this is good. This is Robbie Williams. I've been expecting you from 1998. This is a reissue from 2000, well, actually from last year actually. He started reissuing his albums on vinyl actually, and second album. Obviously, this came from HMV. This has never been opened yet actually. It's got his sleeves, of course, it's stickers saying there's got Millennium and the cover of World Party She's the One. Yeah. You also, so let's go for the factors, of course. So side one, you've got Strong, No Regrets, Millennium, Phoenix from the Flames, Win Some, Lose Some, and Grace. And the B side, you've got It's Only Us, Heaven from Here, Karma Killer, She's the One, Man Machine, and These Dreams. And that's, I'm expecting it from 1998 by Robbie Williams. It's a good album. This is his first album, Life for Relentless. Really good stuff, actually. I mean, this was recently. Christ, they are good. You know, Fridays of sounds of. His debut's got more punch to it. It's more, again, like a rugged, again, like a Britpop sound to it at that time, really. So how the time period was like, really. It wasn't in a Britpop, really. They sort of embraced it, but really good. And this album, it carries some elements, but it's got more pop, mainstream feel to it as well. Like it's easy to that sort of pop era of the late 90s. So that's pretty good. Fantastic. Next up we've got is another one has never been a plastic film yet. And this is Dust, Lost Souls from 2000. This is from 2020. This is a 2020 reissue. This is David Albert and Van Dose. So the thing is with an album like this, this is from 2000. That's my cut-off point for music, really. Everything from like 1950s to 2000. That's my cut-off point. Then it's like 2010s or something. That's all I get back to. So nothing from the 2000s at all. Like from 2001 to 2009 or 2010 sometimes. It's like the music at that time was just piss poor. Really, there are some decent releases. Maybe. I don't really know, actually. I don't think so. So it seems like it's all merely the same. It's been just same shit, really. Indeed. So, well, the 2000s, the 2010s, really actually on their stuff, really, than what 2000s did, really. Yeah, you got Avril Lavigne, Green Day, and other stuff, really, of the 90s period, really. White Stripes, I don't know. There's quite a lot of bands out there, but I still really I never really get into the South East because I'm not really keen on 2000 and noughties rock. Really, it just doesn't really appeal to me, doesn't it? It feels like just very much the same as like Brown radio hits, really. But my cultural point from 2000, and this all is like one of the last albums of this whole period, really. That's actually pretty decent. It does. Track list on this one, we've got Fire Sweet, Here It Comes, Break Me Gently, Sea Song, Rise, Lost Souls, Melody Calls, Catch the Sun, The Man Who Told Everything, The Cedar Room, Reprise, and A House. And there we go. So that's Lost Souls by Jobs from 2000. That was reduced as well, actually. So that's pretty. I always find reduced stuff I find interesting. Now, there's another one, of course, and that's it's another modern band. This is from 2019, and this is Drench, Strange Creatures from 2019. Obviously, it's coloured vinyl, so it's probably it says orange for it, so it's got orange coloured vinyl to it. Drench, independent rock, really. So they're indie rock, they are. Something I like about, especially like from the late 2010s, there was a lot of indie rock going on, independent stuff, like left bands, really. Because I really started into more new music from Lancaster scene, actually. Stuff like Joe Bands, The Lovely Eggs, and Massive Wagons. They were sort of coming around that time, really releasing good music. They were. And obviously, I'm just going to more and more. Actually, there's been more here and there, actually, in this collection, really. One was picked up, really, because I thought, look at the bands, might say, oh, that's pretty interesting. Look at the cover, look at the band, and think, oh, that's interesting. Well, they are post rock, like indie rock. I think I might as well have that, actually. Pretty interesting stuff, actually. It's like sort of like again, indie garage rock type stuff, really. But it's pretty good stuff, really. Again, it has been released on the sleeve yet. It was limited edition. It's only cheap as well, actually. That was its original price. It's gone on less than 20 quid, actually. So it's like, that's worth it, actually. So let's go for the songs. So on side one, you've got Bonfire of the City Boys, This Dance, Autonomy, Teenage Love, Strange Creatures. On the second side, you've got Prom Night, No Flash Road, Never See the Signs, Avalanches, and When I Look to Your Eyes. So that's Strange Creatures from 2019. Another one, actually, I think this is the last one to feature with its sleeve on, I think. And there's another one that's been released as well. Another sort of modern one, of course. And this is Mystery Jets, A Million Heartaches. This is from, where's it under? 2020, I think it's, or 2018, I don't know, it's like from, I'm not too sure really, but it's on here as well. So, yeah, alright, interesting band. Again, it's a really useful one, of course. It's been, again, not been on actually, and yeah, fair enough. So let's go through the songs on this one. So, track listing's different, it's been more like that, really. If you look at it, it's like, oh god. So let's try and read some of these. I'm trying to think of some. I'll probably butcher these because I'm most things. I'm going to read the songs that are sold. Might be on this as well, of course. So you got Screwdriver, Pretty Drone, History has it on you, Hospital Radio, Campfire Song, and Endless City. I don't know actually. Who knows? But there we go. I'll just read some of the songs. There's some of the songs on there that you've got a bit out there. Quite good songs actually. Campfire Song, Hospital Radio. Petty Drone, that's another good one actually. So they're pretty decent stuff actually. So, Mystery Jets, Million Heartaches. So there we go. And actually that came from the same batch as well. Like the Dove's Lost Souls and Drench's Strange Creatures come from that same album together at that point really. I've been expecting you actually was on, I think it's like that the recent record I got actually, following the one really. I felt like, I'm not really sure what to get really. It's like, what do I? And I saw this actually, I thought I might as well get that. So that's what we've got. So next we've got is another one. This is quite surprising because I've never seen much of records anyway, really, interestingly. It's a World Party. This is Goodbye Jumbo from 1990. This is from 2020, the reissue this is, even though the quality, I think the sound quality is from 2006, the remastered version, but it wasn't released until 2020. Second album by Cole Wallander, really. Especially his sort of band, really, like his, again, like a stage, I think, really. But there's individuals coming here and there, really, and yeah, pretty good stuff. So let's go for the songs now. So on the first side, you've got Is It Too Late? Way Down Now. When the rainbow comes, put the message in the box. Ain't gonna come till I'm ready. And I fell back alone. And on the flip side, you've got Take It Up, God on My Side, Show Me to the Top, Love Street, Sweet Soul Dream, and Make You Well. So that's Goodbye Jumbo. It's one of their best known albums, it's really. Definitely worth checking this out, actually. Way Down Now is probably the more upbeat and very good song, actually. You probably enjoy our album. It's really good, actually. Put this into the box, and then we've got one. Thank You Well. There's some good hits on here. So definitely worth checking out if you're interested. Next up we've got is Mazzy Star. So Tonight, That's I Might See You. This is from 1993. This is a reissue from 2017. This is. Mazzy Star, I heard from Press Helm Life on my blog as well. Again, he mentioned this album. I think he mentioned the debut album from 1990. He did. So this is a second album, really. Good album, actually. Well-known album, of course, best known one. So let's go to the songs. Side 1, Fading to You, Bells Ring, Various Silence, 5-string Serenade, and Blue Light. Side 2, She's My Baby, Unreflected, Wasted, Into Dust, and So Tonight I Might See. So there we go. Mazzy Star, 1993. Next up we got is Garbage. So self-titled debut album from 1995. This is a reissue from 2021. This is pretty good album actually. Showing Nancy and the band, Butch Vig's on there. Again, debut album, of course. Really good stuff. So let's go for the songs on here. Most of these albums, some of these albums I've got how many costs different to buy up, but we'll go through them anyway. So side 1, you've got Super Vixen, Queer, Only Happy When It Rains. Side B, you've got As Heaven Is Wide, Not My Idea, and A Stroke Look. C, you've got Vow, Stupid Girl, Dog New Tricks, and on side D, you've got My Lover's Box, Fix Me Now, and Milk. So there we go. That's Garbage debut album from 1995. Let's try one reissue. Next up we've got is from from last year actually. That time I picked up for something like this would be really good. And it's got This is in 26, so it's the Beach Boys. This is Field Flows. This is the Sunflower and Sunset sessions from 1969 to 1971. It takes the two albums, Sunflower and Surf's Up. He's also got a few bonus material as well on each of the grooves, which is a bit annoying actually. That's my main gripe with it though. So, indeed. Sunflower is my favourite Beach Boys album ever. It is my absolute number one. People say Pet Sounds really, which is fair enough actually. It's a quite well known album. But Sunflower for me, it's just fantastic. I really just love that album. Really. It's an album I go to a lot actually, and it really is fantastic. That's the songs, the lyrics, the production as well. But songwriting also from Bruce Johnson, Dennis Wilson as well. Bits and pieces from Brian Wilson as well, which is an Al Jardine as well. It's just really good indeed. And Surf's Up, there is some good stuff on it as well. I do love Don't Go Near the Water. There are some odd stuff as well, like student demonstration time. Sort of their version of Ryan Cell Block 9. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? But Disney Girls is on here as well. It's fantastic. Just really good. And a couple of small songs as well, which I'll probably get to now actually. So from Sunflower on side the first, on the first one, of course, on LP1, Sunflower, you've got Slip On Through, This Whole World, Add Some Music to Your Day, Get to Know the Woman, D&G, It's About Time. You've got bonus content on this one as well. So you've got Cotton Fields, 2020 Stereo Mix, San Miguel, and It's About Time, which are backing vocal excerpts. So I don't know, 30, 50 seconds long they are. And on the second side, you've got Tears in the Morning, All I Want to Do, Forever, Our Sweet Love, Out the Window, Cocoa Water, and the bonus track is a live version of This Whole World from 1988. So you go Cocoa Water, which is actually a Smile outtake from the band album Smile. So the Beach Boys were working out, as a follow-up for Pet Sounds, really. Then you come to Surf's Up, which is LP, the second LP. So on side one, you've got Don't Go in the Water, Long Promised Road, Take a Load Off Your Feet, Disney Girls, or Disney Girls 1975, it's sometimes the name it, and then Student Demonstration Time on there. And the bonus tracks on here, we've got a live version of Disney Girls, which is from 1982, and Field Flows, which is a backing excerpt, it's about, on that side really. Now on the flip side, you've got Field Flows, Looking at Tomorrow, a Welfare Song, Day in the Life of the Tree, Till I Die, Surf's Up, in another small outtake, that is. Now the bonus content, you've got A Day in the Life of the Tree, track and backing vocals, which is basically in the backing track and backing vocals on it. And you've got Till I Die, and I can put just the vocals on it. So that's really fancy, really. All are really good with these. Somehow is wonderful. It's a fantastic album. I really do like it. The artwork's fantastic as well, versus the Beach Boys that time feeling. It's more against the Sunflower artwork, actually, with a slightly different angle than painted, really. Different art style, really. Pretty good stuff. Next one we've got is Long Pigs. Sun is Off Now from 1996. This is come from the record label, actually. I think it was that record label called. It doesn't really say on here. Mother Records. It was originally released in 1996 in Mother Records, which was actually, I think, it was a U2's label, apparently. But I've read up about them. And they only used two albums. This and was it from 1999 or 1998? It's got a picture of a person with a goldfish falling from his face. That's quite the well-known album, actually. But this is also as well, this is quite well-known as well. It's got some good songs there as well. So let's go for this. Listen to the track listings. On side one, you've got Lost Myself, She Said, Far, On and On, Happy Again, and All Time. And on the second side, you've got Sally Dances, Jesus Christ, Dozen Wicked Words, Elvis, and Over Our Bodies. And that's Long Pigs. The only two albums that sort of vanished into existence, it did. Really. So there we go. Long Pigs, Sun is Off Now from 1996. Next up we've got is Curtis Mayfield. This is his debut album from 1971. I'm trying to think actually. 1971, 1972. Let me look. Again, it doesn't much. So, 1970 actually. Close enough. 1970 it's from. Curtis Mayfield from Messi. I saw him first on the All What's test, which I think is playing Give It Up actually on some, yeah. But I saw it actually. Again, they were going for like £240 actually. I thought that's what I get this actually. Yeah, never really played by Curtis Mayfield before, but it's doable. So let's go for the songs. So again, how it's printed is something there, so how can tell what side's on, what is on side one, what's on side two, so I don't know. Oh, rather than the other one now, I don't know. So let's go. So track. So we've got Don't Worry, if there's a hell below where we're all going to go. The Other Side of Town, Wild and Free, The Makings of You, Miss Black America, Moving Up, We the People Are Darker Than Blue, and Give It Up. So there we go. That's Curtis Mayfield. Curtis Mayfield and Curtis from 1970. Next we've got is another song, Modern Band. Actually, this is from 2019. This is, and it is the Murder Capital with When I Have Fears. Irish post-punk band they are, and so like oh that's interesting. And again, it's like a special offer to £40. Mostly sold. Some of these I picked up that like were reduced on some special offer, which it should be. As picked up actually. I thought that'd be interesting. So there we go. So side one, you got Horror and Fade, More Is Less, Green and Blue, Slow Dance 1, and Slow Dance 2. Side two, you've got Sounding on Twisted Ground, Feeling Fades, Don't Cling to Life, How the Streets Adore Me Now, and Love, Love, Love. So there we go. That's the Murder Capital by Years from 2019. The next up we've got is Miles Davis and Tutu from 1986. This is the deluxe edition version. This is, you can see. There's a reason why actually, because it's got an original album on it and a live concert as well, believe it or not. So let's go through the sound. So we've got Tutu, this one. So this is Tutu. This first up is Tutu, the album on this one. And the second one is live at the Nice Festival in France in 1986. It's a live, so you've got live album, studio album. So that's very interesting. It was cheap as well, so again, cheap for £40. It's like that's very interesting thing. Pound in there. So let's go for the track listing, of course, on Tutu first. So we've got Tutu, Tomas, how it's spelled like that. Portia, Splash. On the second side, you've got Backyard Ritual, Perfect Way, Don't Lose Your Mind, and Phil Nelson. And on the Nice Festival, you've got Portia, Human Nature, Carnival on the first side, and the second side you've got Splash and New Blues on it. And so yeah, that's Miles Davis. Tutu, the Deluxe Edition from 1986. This version is from 2011. Actually, from 2011, actually. Yeah, 2011 this is from. Yes, there we go. Next up, we've got is Leonard Skinner, pronounced Leonard Skinner. Of course, that's the debut album from the band. 1973, this came out. Yeah, it's quite a well-known album. It's been a long time since, it's been, I've actually opened Leonard Skinner album before, so I'm when I was full. Again, good cheap. You see these in racks, of course, all the time. That's how I get it. Good album, this is really good. Fantastic. Track listing, I Ain't the One, Tuesday's Gone, Give Me 3 Steps, Simple Man, Things Going On, Mississippi Kid, Poison Whiskey, and Free Bird. So there you go. That's Leonard Skinner in a nutshell for you. Just good enough, actually. So again, it's all essential, like essential American rock album you need. Next up, what is Looking at Yourself by Hawaii. This is from 1971. Yeah, 1971. This is, and yeah, pretty decent album, of course. This was released at a time when HMV was celebrating an anniversary, but it's like, what was it? How many years or something? Sorry, now. here it is. So here we go. This is the 100th anniversary. That's what they were celebrating. And so they released like signature albums. I think they released Shed 7. It was Shed 7 album that they released actually at the time. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's from. Oh, I don't know if it's from beforehand. It might have been. I think maybe from maybe after '94, something like that actually. So they released this one. They did, and other stuff with it. I think some punk called German band as well. I think they released at the time. Um, but yeah, decent little find, really. I don't know how on earth by Ryan Heaps, so I might as well get something like this. And this was there. So might as well get it. So look at yourself. Track sin. So side one, but look at yourself. I want to be free. And July morning. Side two, tears in my eyes. Shadows of grief. What should be done? And love machine. So there we go. Next up we've got is Menswear with Hey Temple. This is from 1998. Group's second album. This is interesting because this is the first time it's ever been released in the UK, actually, this album, because it was only ever released in Japan in 1998. It was never released anywhere else, believe it or not. So after many odd years, so, talking how long, it's finally got really finding music. It's quite an interesting design as well, because if you look at it, it's like that, stick your fingers through there, and the label's exposed, so you don't care for it sometimes, really. It's on clear vinyl, this is, and yeah, we might as well go through it all, actually. So, yeah, let's do this. So, I'm trying to find where do we go? Here we go, sidewalk. Here we go. It's all round in circles. This is, Christ almighty. Let's do this. So, there we go. Side one. We've got everyone sounds and melody. Then you go Wait for the Sun, Silver Tongue, Lower Love Day, and Shine. That's the first side. Then on side B, you've got Coming Home, I'll Sing for You, Inside a Dream, Holding Tight, and Tomorrow. And so that's your album. I guess this was like, again, a cheap album as well. I don't really know, actually. I think it was probably in the back. This is from 2020, this reissue. And, yeah. Who knows? I didn't realise the BBC actually was part of series was part of the BBC actually. So I give them credit for that actually. They released some good issues that did actually TV music. Still do actually, because I'm still a heavy stereo album actually. So they are doing some good there. More TV music album, BBC and stuff. That's pretty good. I'm gonna go this album actually. That's Menswear, Hey Tempo from 1998. Next up is a First Aid Kit from Ruins. This is I think it's the third album. This is from 2019. 2018 this is. Third album. Swedish folk duet. Yeah, and good album actually. Yeah, pretty good stuff. It is. And yeah, let's go for this track listing. So side A, you got Rebel Heart, It's a Shame, Fireworks, Postcard, and To Live a Life. And side B, you've got My Wild Sweet Love, Distant Star, Ruins, Hem of Her Dress, and Nothing Has to Be True. There we go, so that's Ruins, First Aid Kit, 2018. Next up we've got is Songs of Leonard Cohen. This is from 1967, his debut album, and actually a really good album. I really enjoyed this one. So yeah, 1967, this is from 2016, this reissue. Coming, let's have a look. Because it's coming something else actually, so it was like this actually presented, so like that. Well, obviously you take it off anyways, it's like a little slide, it's got the lyrics on it, it's in the track and stuff, what it does. So yeah, 1967, good album. What was it? I got subscribed on my Robert Douglas, his sort of dad really introduced Leonard Cohen actually. Pretty good artist, really. I've heard about Leonard Cohen before, because obviously How Lunia was the main song that people covered a lot. So obviously we saw come from there. Obviously I didn't really into his music, just like so really. So let's go for the songs. Let's go for these songs on this album. Of course, let's try to think. As well. Just making sure. Right, there we go. So the track list in this one, you've got Suzanne, Master Song, Winter Lady, The Stranger Song, Sister Mercy, So Long Marianne, Hey, That's No Way to Say Goodbye, Stories of the Street, Teachers, One of Us Cannot Be Wrong. So there we go. So that's Songs of London Calling from 1967. The reissue is from 2016. And there you go. Nice photo of the man himself. His son passed away in 2016. Next up we got is Bill Withers' Greatest Hits from 1981. Again, Bill Withers' Greatest Hits featuring The Two of Us and Soul Shadows. That's an interesting title. That's interesting actually. Usually you probably say Bill Withers' Greatest Hits, and you know, featuring Two of Us and Soul Shadows on a sticker on on the classic sleeve. Really. Did they do that? I don't know. No, I don't think so. I think you just priced the sticker on that one. I got it from H&B. Again, 2 for £40, so it's number one. It's one of those albums you just keep up with. So, Bill Withers. I used to sing Bill Withers songs at school. It really was a song that we sing a lot, actually. So, again, it's another one of those, because our retired pen master and still good friends were actually seeing that again, well, but nicely we do. Wasn't Bill Withers fans, a Lennon Carter fan. There's a lot of interesting good taste in music he did. Still does actually when I been to a few New Year's Eve parties. Always has interesting taste he does. I think he has like a little room for CDs and stuff, like a little closet full of CDs and stuff. I know he likes HQ Park by Small Faces. He does, thinks Pete Townsend's a musical genius. Fair enough. End of story. Pete Townsend's a musical genius. End of story. There you go. So, track list on this one, we've got Just the Two of Us, Use Me, Ain't No Sunshine, Lovely Day, I Want to Spend the Night, that's on side one. Side two, you got Soul Shadows, Lean on Me, Grandma's Hands, Hello, Like Before, and Who Is He, What He Is to You. So there we go. What was this? It's from 1981. This is a reissue from. I actually don't know, actually. Can't really see much of it. Not too sure, actually. I don't know. Just a reissue, guys. Friend of reissue. Next up, we've got is Coldplay Parachutes from 2000, the debut album by Coldplay. So, I grew up with this album. I did. It's a child. I think I did a video CDs that had many odd years ago, and Coldplay's Parachutes was the one panel. Quite pleased to get this actually. It's my favourite. This is my favourite Coldplay album. If I'd say what's your favourite Coldplay album, it's Parachutes. It's Parachutes. All the way Parachutes. It's my favourite. I can't, people say the scientists, people say Rush to, they say Rush to the Middle of the Head they do sometimes, or the other stuff. And not the recent stuff really, more the stuff in 2000 that they were really has the powers, really. But for me, this album is just wonderful. Indeed. Brilliant, good artwork, very just of its time, 2000, of course, indeed, but fantastic. It was recorded, what was it? It was recorded at, what's that? It's in Wales, it was. It's a very famous recording studio. Oh, I really don't know, but a lot of acts recorded there. Tons of people. People like Oasis, they recorded. Oh, what is it? It's in Mum Valley, I think it is. They go down there. Recorded What's the Story, Morning Glory down there. Many people have actually. Tons of people. There's a brilliant documentary on BBC out there. I don't think it's still on actually, but it's a really good documentary about people who run this farmhouse. Like it's like a family group, and they have about the business and all these famous acts that come in, and, probably stay up at night. Oh, it's pretty funny actually. Very interesting insight as well in terms of handling like a working business really. I think it's still running actually. It's very game. Who knows? So there we go. Album. Let's go for songs. So side one, you've got Don't Panic, Shiver, Spies, Sparks, and Yellow. Side two, you've got Trouble, Parachutes, High Speed, We Never Change, and Everything's Not Lost. There we go. So that's Coldplay Parachutes from 2000. Next up, we've got something I was quite surprised to find actually, but it was quite a bit expensive to get really, and it is the Days and Confused, the films that The film that will be talking everyone's soundtrack. The film soundtrack everyone will be talking about. Richard Linklater's 1993 film. I think it's fantastic. It's a really good. It's a story film, but it's a really good song film. Of its time, good songs indeed. They released. There was a second volume as well. That's never been released yet, actually. There's some bits and pieces and stuff as well. It's on a purple vinyl, I think. Actually, I think it's on purple vinyl. This is. So it's coloured. Costs quite a bit actually, but it's pretty decent, fantastic. So let's go for the songs, or what's included on this first album. There's a volume 2, but we'll go through the ones that people recognise in this album. Again, some really good stuff. So let's go through them. So we got Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo by Rick Devonshire, Slow Ride by Foghat, Skulls Are by Alice Cooper, Jim Dandy by Black Oak Arcanus, how you pronounce that, Tush, ZZ Top, Love Hurts, Nazareth, Stranglehold, Ted Nugent, Cherry Bomb with Runaways, Fox on Run by Sweet, Low Rider by War, Tuesday's Gone by Leonard Skinner, Highway Star by Deep Purple, Rock and Roll All Night by Kiss, Paranoid by Black Sabbath. Oh yes. I remember listening when I first got it, my God, it's good. You can like a good rock compilation. Get stuff like this, you know, something like that will do for a good road trip or something. Definitely go check that out. If you haven't seen this reviews, maybe give it a watch and see what you think. So Matthew McConaughey, of course, and it's like a whole living thing, LVIN thing that's become meaningless. How the internet sold raves for that sometimes. One was early role actually. So it's probably worth checking out that thing. But and Mila Jovovich is in the film as well. So there we go. I reviewed Dave's interviews years ago on this channel. So probably worth checking out if you want to. I can't be put links on here, but just search through 12 my videos if you look for that video. So when was this reissued? It doesn't say. No, it doesn't. It's probably a reissue. I think maybe last year or 2020, I don't know actually. So we've got how many left? We've only got 2 left to go on actually. So it's pretty good actually. So the penultimate record we've got is Gran Turismo by the Cardigans. This is from 1998. Again, this is a 2019 reissue. Quite recognisable album actually. It's one of the best, one of the well-known albums. Obviously, got Love Flow as well from a couple of years before actually. That's always been I heard that on radio recently actually. It's like Morrison's. I heard that. So it's like, jeez. Oh my God. That was something at those times. Obviously, you got Gran Turismo, of course. So let's go through it. So on side 1, we got Paralysed, Erase, Rewind, Explode, Starter, and Hanging Around. Side B, Higher, Marble Hill, My Favourite Game, Do You Believe, Drunk of the Hearts, and Nil. There we go. So that's Gran Turismo by the Cardigans, reissued from 2019, actually released in 1998. There we go. And finally, we finish off with the Beastie Boys, License to Ill. Is it? License to Ill? I think it is, I'm not for sure. There's always been an issue between license to Ill, license to Free. License to Ill, that's it. Grand album I've heard about for many odd years, but I've never actually done it until whenever. This is from 1986, this is. It's a 2016 reissue, this is. And it's pretty good stuff. It does. So, again, American, very hip hop, really. And, it's just, just a really good album. Well-known, popular album, well-known album. Which the guys on there, of course. And pretty good stuff. So I'll just go for the track list on these things, of course. So it's side 1 on here. There we go. So 1986. So side 1, we got Ribbon and Stealing, The New Style, She's Crafty, Posse in Effect, Slow Ride, Girls, We Fight for Your Right. And on the flip side, you got No Sleep Till Brooklyn, Paul Revere, Hold It Now, Hit It. hold it down, hit it. Brass Monkey, Slow and Low, and Time to Get Ill. And there we go. And that's on the Def Jam Records. On there. That's Def Jam Recordings. Actually, it's a show on there because it's running on here as well. Def Jam Recordings. There we go. So that's licensed to Ill by the Beastie Boys from 1986, 2016 reissue. So look at that. And that's it. There's your vinyl update. Thank you for watching, and hope you enjoy it. If you like vinyl, give it a like, give it a comment down, and see what vinyl pickups you've got. Thank you very much. I've got nothing to say now. So thank you guys, and yeah, have a good one. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.